Welcome to today's video where we will demystify low-carb diets for weight loss. Low-carb diets are one of the most popular and controversial dietary approaches for managing body weight. They involve reducing the intake of carbohydrates such as bread, pasta, rice, and sugar, and replacing them with foods that are higher in protein and fat such as meat, eggs, cheese, and nuts. But do low-carb diets really work for weight loss? And are they safe and healthy for you? In this video, we will answer these questions and more as we explore the basics, effectiveness, challenges, and tips of low-carb diets for weight loss. Stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one. Let's start by understanding what a low-carb diet is. A low-carb diet is a dietary pattern that limits the consumption of carbohydrates, which are the main source of energy for the body. Carbohydrates are found in foods such as grains, fruits, vegetables, legumes, dairy products, and sweets. Depending on the type and level of restriction, a low-carb diet can range from 20 to 150 grams of carbohydrates per day, which is much lower than the recommended intake of 225 to 325 grams per day for an average adult. But why would someone choose to follow a low-carb diet? There are many reasons why people may opt for a low-carb diet, but the most common one is to lose weight. By reducing the intake of carbohydrates, the body switches from using glucose as its primary fuel to using fat and ketones, which are produced by the liver from fatty acids. This process is known as ketosis, and it can help the body burn more fat and calories, leading to weight loss. Additionally, a low-carb diet can also have other health benefits, such as improving blood sugar control, lowering blood pressure, reducing inflammation, and enhancing cognitive function. Now that we know what a low-carb diet is and why people do it, let's explore how effective it is for weight loss. A low-carb diet can help you lose weight by affecting several factors that influence your energy balance, such as your appetite, metabolism, hormones, and fat storage. One of the main effects of a low-carb diet is that it lowers your insulin levels. Insulin is a hormone that regulates your blood sugar and signals your body to store fat. By eating fewer carbs, you reduce the amount of glucose in your blood, which in turn reduces the need for insulin. This allows your body to access and burn your stored fat more easily, resulting in weight loss. Another effect of a low-carb diet is that it increases your fat burning. When you restrict carbs, your body switches from using glucose as its main fuel to using fat and ketones, which are produced by the liver from fatty acids. This process is known as ketosis, and it can help you burn more fat and calories, even at rest. But weight loss is not the only benefit of a low-carb diet. A low-carb diet can also improve your health in other ways, such as lowering your blood pressure, cholesterol, triglycerides, and inflammation. These are all important markers of your cardiovascular and metabolic health, and they can reduce your risk of developing diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. However, not everyone who follows a low-carb diet will experience the same weight loss results. In fact, some people may face challenges and concerns while on a low-carb diet, such as not losing weight, gaining weight, or retaining water. In this part, we will address these issues and explain why they may happen and how to deal with them. First, why is your low-carb diet not working? If you are not losing weight on a low-carb diet, there could be several reasons for that, such as you are eating too many calories. Even though a low-carb diet can help you reduce your appetite and increase your fat burning, you still need to create a calorie deficit to lose weight. This means that you need to consume fewer calories than you burn. If you are eating too much, especially foods that are high in fat and calories, such as cheese, nuts, oils, and butter, you may not lose weight or even gain weight on a low-carb diet. You are not following the diet properly. A low-carb diet requires a certain level of carbohydrate restriction to induce ketosis and weight loss. If you are eating too many carbs, either from hidden sources such as sauces, dressings, and condiments, or from occasional indulgences such as sweets, fruits, and alcohol, you may not enter ketosis or stay in it consistently. This can impair your weight loss progress and make you feel frustrated. You have a medical condition or take medication that affects your weight. Some people may have underlying health issues or take certain medications that make it harder for them to lose weight, regardless of their diet. For example, hypothyroidism, polycystic ovary syndrome, Cushing's syndrome, and diabetes can all affect your metabolism, hormones, and appetite, and make weight loss more challenging. Similarly, some medications such as steroids, antidepressants, and birth control pills can also cause weight gain or prevent weight loss. If you suspect that you have a medical condition or take medication that affects your weight, you should consult with your doctor before starting or continuing a low-carb diet. Second, why are you gaining weight on a low-carb diet? If you are gaining weight on a low-carb diet, there could be several factors for that, such as you are eating too many calories. As mentioned before, a low-carb diet does not mean a free pass to eat as much as you want. You still need to monitor your calorie intake and portion sizes and avoid overeating foods that are high in fat and calories, such as cheese, nuts, oils, and butter. Otherwise, you may end up consuming more calories than you burn, which will lead to weight gain over time. You are experiencing hormonal changes. A low-carb diet can affect your hormones, especially if you are a woman. For example, a low-carb diet can lower your thyroid hormones, which regulate your metabolism and energy expenditure. This can slow down your weight loss and make you gain weight more easily. Moreover, a low-carb diet can also affect your menstrual cycle and cause fluctuations in your estrogen and progesterone levels. These hormones can influence your appetite, water retention, and fat storage, and make you gain weight temporarily around your period. You are building muscle mass. A low-carb diet can help you preserve and build muscle mass, especially if you combine it with resistance training. Muscle is more dense than fat, which means that it weighs more for the same volume. Therefore, if you are gaining muscle mass, you may see an increase in your weight even though you are losing fat. This is not a bad thing, as muscle is beneficial for your health and metabolism. However, if you want to track your body composition more accurately, you should use other methods besides the scale, such as measuring your waist circumference, body fat percentage, or clothing size. Third, why are you retaining water on a low-carb diet? If you are retaining water on a low-carb diet, there could be several reasons for that, such as you are going through a transition phase. When you start a low-carb diet, your body undergoes a major metabolic shift, from using glucose as its main fuel to using fat and ketones. This process requires your body to use up its stored glycogen, which is a form of carbohydrate that is stored in your liver and muscles. Each gram of glycogen is bound to 4 grams of water, which means that when you deplete your glycogen, you also lose a lot of water weight. However, this water loss is not permanent, and your body will eventually adjust to your new diet and replenish some of the water that was lost. This can cause you to regain some weight or experience a weight loss stall in the first few weeks of a low-carb diet. This is normal and expected, and it does not mean that you are not losing fat. You are eating too much salt. Salt is an essential mineral that helps regulate your fluid balance, blood pressure, and nerve function. However, if you consume too much salt, you may retain more water and feel bloated. A low-carb diet can increase your salt intake, as you may eat more processed meats, cheeses, and salty snacks, or add more salt to your food to enhance the flavor. Moreover, a low-carb diet can also increase your salt excretion, as you lose more sodium through your urine and sweat. This can make you crave more salt and create a vicious cycle of water retention. To prevent this, you should moderate your salt intake and drink enough water to flush out the excess sodium from your body. You are not drinking enough water. Water is vital for your health and weight loss, as it helps transport nutrients, eliminate waste, regulate your body temperature, and suppress your appetite. However, if you do not drink enough water, you may become dehydrated and cause your body to hold on to water as a survival mechanism. This can make you retain water and gain weight. A low-carb diet can increase your water needs as you lose more water through your urine and sweat and eat less water-rich foods such as fruits and vegetables. Therefore, you should drink enough water to stay hydrated and facilitate your weight loss. A general guideline is to drink at least 2 liters of water per day, or more if you are active, live in a hot climate, or consume a lot of caffeine or alcohol. Finally, let's look at some practical tips and strategies that can help you make your low-carb diet work for weight loss and keep you motivated along the way. First, how to make low-carb diet work for weight loss. A low-carb diet can be very effective for weight loss, but it also requires some planning and preparation to ensure that you are getting enough nutrients, avoiding deficiencies, and staying within your calorie budget. Here are some tips that can help you optimize your low-carb diet for weight loss. Focus on nutrient-dense foods. A low-carb diet does not mean that you should only eat meat, cheese, and eggs. You should also include plenty of non-starchy vegetables such as leafy greens, broccoli, cauliflower, and mushrooms, as well as some low-sugar fruits such as berries, citrus, and melons. These foods are rich in vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and fiber, which can support your health and digestion and keep you feeling full and satisfied. Monitor your portion sizes. A low-carb diet can help you reduce your appetite and increase your fat burning, but it does not give you a license to eat unlimited amounts of food. You still need to be mindful of your portion sizes and calorie intake, and avoid overeating foods that are high in fat and calories, such as cheese, nuts, oils, and butter. A good way to control your portions is to use smaller plates, bowls, and utensils, and to measure or weigh your food before eating. Drink enough water. Water is essential for your health and weight loss, as it helps transport nutrients, eliminate waste, regulate your body temperature, and suppress your appetite. However, a low-carb diet can increase your water needs as you lose more water through your urine and sweat and eat less water-rich foods such as fruits and vegetables. Therefore, you should drink enough water to stay hydrated and facilitate your weight loss. A general guideline is to drink at least 2 liters of water per day or more if you are active, live in a hot climate, or consume a lot of caffeine or alcohol. Second, how to stay motivated on a low-carb diet. A low-carb diet can be challenging to follow, especially in the long term, as you may face temptations, cravings, boredom, or frustration. However, there are some strategies that can help you stay motivated and overcome these challenges, such as set realistic goals. A low-carb diet can help you lose weight, but it is not a magic bullet that will make you drop pounds overnight. You should set realistic and attainable goals for your weight loss and track your progress regularly. For example, you can aim to lose 1-2 pounds per week, which is a healthy and sustainable rate of weight loss. You can also use other methods besides the scale, such as measuring your waist circumference, body fat percentage, or clothing size to monitor your body composition and health improvements. Find support. A low-carb diet can be easier to follow if you have someone who supports you and understands your goals. You can find support from your family, friends, co-workers, or online communities who can offer you encouragement, advice, or accountability. You can also join a low-carb group, club, or program where you can meet other people who are on the same journey as you and share your experiences, challenges, and successes. Reward yourself. A low-carb diet can be rewarding in itself as you see your weight, health, and confidence improve. However, you can also reward yourself with other things that make you happy and proud, such as buying new clothes, getting a massage, taking a trip, or enjoying a hobby. You can also treat yourself to a cheat meal or a cheat day once in a while, or you can indulge in some of your favorite foods, as long as you do not overdo it and get back on track afterwards. Third, how to overcome weight loss plateaus on a low-carb diet. A weight loss plateau is a common phenomenon that occurs when your weight loss stalls or slows down, despite following your diet and exercise plan. This can happen for various reasons, such as your body adapting to your lower calorie intake, your metabolism slowing down, or your hormones changing. However, a weight loss plateau does not mean that you have reached your limit or that you should give up. There are some strategies that can help you break through a weight loss plateau on a low-carb diet, such as adjust your macronutrient ratios. A low-carb diet can have different levels of carbohydrate restriction, ranging from 20 to 150 grams per day. If you are on a higher end of this range, you may benefit from lowering your carb intake further to induce or maintain ketosis and increase your fat burning. Alternatively, if you are on a lower end of this range, you may benefit from increasing your carb intake slightly to boost your metabolism and thyroid function. You can also experiment with different ratios of protein and fat to find the optimal balance for your weight loss and satiety. Increase your physical activity. Physical activity is an important component of any weight loss plan as it helps you burn more calories, build muscle, and improve your health. However, if you are doing the same type or amount of exercise for a long time, you may experience a plateau as your body adapts and becomes more efficient. To overcome this, you should increase your physical activity, either by adding more time, intensity, frequency, or variety to your workouts. For example, you can try high-intensity interval training, circuit training, or cross-training, which can challenge your body and increase your calorie and fat burning. Try intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is a dietary pattern that involves alternating periods of eating and fasting, such as 16 hours of fasting and 8 hours of eating, or 24 hours of fasting and 24 hours of eating. Intermittent fasting can help you overcome a weight loss plateau on a low-carb diet, as it can enhance the effects of ketosis, lower your insulin levels, increase your fat burning, and reduce your calorie intake. However, intermittent fasting is not suitable for everyone, and it may have some side effects such as hunger, fatigue, or headaches. Therefore, you should consult with your doctor before trying intermittent fasting and start gradually and cautiously. We have reached the end of this video, where we have demystified low-carb diets for weight loss. We have learned what a low-carb diet is, why people do it, how effective it is, and what challenges and concerns it may entail. We have also shared some practical tips and strategies that can help you make your low-carb diet work for weight loss and keep you motivated along the way. A low-carb diet can be a powerful tool for weight loss, as it can help you reduce your appetite, lower your insulin levels, increase your fat burning, and improve your health. However, a low-carb diet is not a one-size-fits-all solution, and it may not suit everyone's needs, preferences, and goals. Therefore, you should assess your individual situation and consult with a healthcare professional before making any dietary changes. We hope you have enjoyed this video and found it informative and helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. We would love to hear your feedback, questions, or suggestions for future topics. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. Thank you for watching and see you next time.